Yo, what is good, guys? It is Grateful back here today. Let me get off that screen. So today I'm doing a tier list for 2K just because it's August, but I don't have 23 in here. First of all, just getting that out the way. I couldn't find one with 23 in it. I don't really know how to make tier lists, but y'all already know how I feel about 2K23. Just get straight into it before I rank any of these other 2Ks. If I had my own control of a tier list, if I knew how to make one, I'd make an own category for NBA 2K23. Y'all know how much I hate this game. I absolutely hate this game. I think this is the worst 2K of all time, easily. There's no 2K worse than this one. So just getting that straight out the way as soon as this video starts. So just going right back to it. Just ranking everything. I'm just gonna start off with the ones that I didn't play. I'll just put them in don't prefer. I didn't play this one. Obviously didn't play this one. Didn't play this one. Didn't play this one. Not this one either. I'd say I started at about 2K9. So I'm gonna put all these in here that I just did not play. There's no reason for me to rank them at all. So yeah, let's just, oh yeah, 2K5 too. So let's just get straight into it now with the real rankings. 2K9, I put in B. Wasn't that bad. Don't really remember too much about it, but I know for a fact I played it. Same thing with 2K10. I think both of them just go into B. I don't really remember too much about them. Don't remember them being particularly amazing, but don't remember them being bad games. 2K11, Elite. That's the first one in Elite. Like I'm gonna say I'm gonna put 3 games in Elite in total, but 2K11, you know, it really started everything that we have nowadays. So without 2K11, we don't really have what we have now. 2K12, I have more memories of 2K11 than 2K12, to be honest. It's kind of a forgettable game. 2K13, love this game. I love 2K13. Like, I used to have this game as a kid. This was like, 2K13 was my first real 2K that like I really got into. Like, you know, like played every single day, you know, was on the game a lot. I was a little kid, so I mostly played my career, try to do them glitches. If I sound like real stuffy in this video, by the way, sorry. Like, I can't control my allergies, but they've been pretty bad recently. But yeah, no, 2K13, I just remember being a little kid and just gaming my career like every single day. I love that game. Like, it had a great soundtrack. And yeah, I absolutely love that game. I don't even know. I'm not gonna say I wish I had a game like that nowadays, because obviously, like, nowadays the games are significantly like deeper, etc. Gameplay is better, all that type of stuff. So yeah, 2K14, another one, great. Let me do that real quick so I don't do that in the mic. But 2K14, great game. Like, 2K14 was solid from top to bottom. I mean, if you look it up, like 2K14, like people even say this to this day that the graphics are better than 2K23. I thought I heard like the little thing, but like look, like 2K14 versus 2K20, 2K14 versus 2K21. Like, there are people who genuinely think that this game has probably the best graphics of all time in a 2K game because of like the lighting and all that type of stuff. Like, I guess like the lighting was super good for this game. I didn't really play this game much on next gen. I didn't have a PS4 at the time. I got a PS4 near the end of 2K15, so I really have an opinion on that game. But yeah, I used to play 2K14 on old gen. It was kind of like the same thing as what's it called, 2K13 on current gen. So yeah, 2K15, I'm putting in great, above 2K14 and above 2K13, and the reason is that, like, this is one of my favorite 2Ks of all time personally, but I have to be realistic with my ratings. 2K15 was the glitchiest 2K of all time, and there will never be a more glitchy 2K than 2K15. It's just simple as that. That voice crack's crazy. But yeah, no, 2K15 demigod glitch. You can just go in, be a 99 straight off. You didn't have to spend any money. And to be honest, I know everything with inflation and all that, that's why like VC is went up, but you could really look back at this game why VC probably went up, because they made like no money off of this game because everybody just went straight into the demigod glitch, and yeah, I remember playing 2K15 long after it came out. Like I remember going back to 2K15 during 2K16 all the time, even though I think 2K16 is in the elite. Honestly, 2K16, like looking back on it, I feel like at the time I took it for granted. I feel like it's the same thing with 2K15. I took it for granted at the time. You know, back then we used to like complain and all this type of stuff, but like we really took it for granted. 2K16 I think is one of the best 2Ks of all time. I think like if you, no matter, it matters kind of what person you talk to. Like if you go out on the street, you talk to a certain person, they'll be like, oh, 2K17 is better. Talk to a next person, 2K16 is better. It's either one of these two, personally. I think 2K16 is the best 2K of all time. I don't think we're gonna get a better 2K than that, honestly. I've already stated my opinion on 2K24. I don't think it's gonna be good, but yeah, let's get straight into 17. Rank is 17. 17 is gonna be hot take. I'm putting in great. Now, I wanted to put the elite category to 3 games only, and I think that there's one game that is over 17. One game that had better gameplay, particularly one game that had a better my team, and one game that had a decent park. 17 had like probably the best park of all time, but 17 gameplay I don't remember being particularly great. I remember the servers being god awful that year. That was the year that 2K upgraded their servers. I don't know if y'all remember, but like every event didn't work. The servers would go off constantly, all that type of stuff. It was a great game. You know, that was when 2K was at its peak. You know, dribble montages, all that type of stuff. Like that was when YouTube for 2K was at its absolute peak. Like, you know, the community was at its absolute peak and all that type of stuff. So yeah, 2K18 though. 2K18, this might be another hot take. I'm putting 2K18 now, looking back on it, in B, but at the back, or no, actually I'm putting it in Dope Prefer, because I was like, Dope Prefer, like kind of like I want to put the games that, you know, I didn't play, but 2K18 I genuinely think is like, I don't prefer it, but it's not the worst. Like 2K15 is, or 2K18 is not a terrible game looking back at it, but like, because what we've had within the last 5 years, like, you know what I'm trying to say, like 2K19 was significantly better, but 2K18 I think wasn't horrible, but it was still bad, if that makes sense. Like it, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm you know what I'm trying to like get at. Like 2K18 isn't the worst. Like god awful, I only want to put like 1-2 games in there. 2K19 elite. I think 2K19 is elite. And you could really, for me, I could flip out 17 to 19, but I kind of wanted to make, you know, something different. And I think that 2K19 had significantly better gameplay. I think we haven't had better gameplay in a 2K like since 19. Talk about maybe like Park and shit. Park was like, you know, stretch bigs, post scores, I think 20 was your 2-way slash unlocks. Like, I don't know, 19 had amazing gameplay. 19 had an amazing my team, especially near the end. Near the end of 2K19 my team, one of the best my teams ever. It was so fun. Yeah, Park was decent. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. This was the first year. We got that 2-year Park that was the exact same. That's why 2K20 is going to be significantly lower. But, yeah. So, 2K20. I'm putting in B. Actually, putting in Dope Prefer. Now, this may be a hot take or something. I don't really like 2K20. I feel like the only reason why 2K20 was genuinely popular was because we were all stuck inside that year. We were all like forced to be on the game. Because if y'all don't remember, I talked to all my friends who still play 2K to this day. Like, you know, we were at PSN parties, all that type of stuff. But I talked to all of them. Everybody quit 2K20. It came back during the pandemic. Everybody quit. Nobody liked 2K20. When like it first came out, nobody liked 2K20. You can go around the community. I think even Aiden Ross was complaining about it. Like everybody was complaining about it. Nobody liked 2K20. So that's why I'm putting it so low. I don't think 2K20 was particularly a great game. We just were stuck with it, and we had to be inside because of everything that was happening in the world at the time. Like if we weren't stuck inside, I don't think we would have played that game. Now, 2K21, for me, it is hard to rank this game because the current gen is without the Zens, by the way, without the Zens. Current gen without the Zens is great. Next gen is god awful. So if I'm putting my rankings down, I'm putting next gen god awful, current gen great. Okay, so if y'all are watching this video and y'all are like, oh my god, he put 2K20 at god awful, it's the next gen version. I think the current gen version is great, just don't have an extra one. So let's say like NBA 2K is like great, like that's 21 right there, right? And 2K22 is the same thing, but I think current gen is significantly worse than 22. I don't really have much to say about 21, by the way. 21 was the year of Zens. It was the year of like Curry slide. The park on next gen was super forgettable. It wasn't good at all. Nobody played it. Nobody had a PS5 at the time, really, except like me and a friend. I got mine on like launch, so I was able to play like 2K21 on launch on next gen. It was just, park was forgettable. It was dead. It was just a lot of, like, if y'all think that 2K23 and 2K22 had open space, 2K21 had probably the most open space with park. Like, there was just a lot of dead space. It was just kind of meh. And 21 current gen, you know, without Zeds, it was a really good game. Probably the last like good game we've gotten from 2K. So 2K22, I think that is god awful personally. Now current gen, super forgettable. I mean, I played it for the first like month. I think really what ruled last year for me was VC glitching. Sitting on the 10K core all day and just going to like a million VC within 2 hours. That was like the highlight of last year. And when that's the highlight of a full game, you know you got a bad game, not gonna lie. I don't know, like this game was super just meh. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't like too bad. I think personally, I think 2K21 next gen is the worst like 2K on here. I think 2K23 is the worst 2K of all time. I said that at the beginning of the video. I think 2K23 has its own category. I think it's significantly just the worst. I don't think there's a worse 2K than 2K23, but if I had to say worst on here, it'd be next gen of 2K21. 2K21, like I had a lot of fun on that game. That game, like 2K22 wasn't fun a lot of the times. Like 2K23 just isn't fun at all. Like 2K22 kind of had those, you know, days where it wasn't fun, but you still had some type of fun. 2K21 was a lot of fun with all the events that they did, with everything like that. But 2K23, you get on it, instant depression. But yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. I don't really think there's much more to this tier list. I put basically a lot of the ones that I just didn't play and don't prefer because I have no opinion on them. If you guys agree with me, let me know. If you guys thought this tier list is complete garbage, let me know. I think I had pretty good reasons why I put really everything where I did. I mean, I've basically played every single 2K heavy since 2K13, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. With like, I'd say with like 2K, I'd say the least that like I know about a 2K is probably like maybe like 21, I guess, because I quit that game kind of early. Like I quit 21 current gen kind of early because we all thought that next gen was gonna be the saving grace. But I really liked current gen. I think I still have a high opinion on it. I played mostly before the Zens came though, so you know that might be different. But yeah, it's been grateful, and I'm out. Peace.